Welcome to Kansas City Medicine Partners. An important part of being a team member here is using email to communicate with your colleagues. In this video, we'll show you how to access your email from any browser on the World Wide Web. We'll also show you how to set up an email client on your iPhone. Finally, we'll demonstrate how to set up your email on a client on a typical laptop or home computer. When you first start with Kansas City Medicine Partners, our Human Resources Manager should provide you with an email address, your initial password, a website for accessing your mail via the web, and a mail server to help you in setting up a client. In this example, the email address provided to us is team.member@kcmpcare.com. Your email address should be your first name with a period, followed by your last name at kcmpcare.com. Also in our example, the initial password is KCMP2016. You may have a different initial password, so make sure you pay close attention to the communication you receive from the Human Resources Manager. The easiest way to access your email is to use any web browser from any device connected to the internet. In this case, we're using Safari in OS X, but your experience should be the same whether you use Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, or any other major browser on the market today. In the address bar, we simply type webmail.kcmpcare.com. This will prompt us to enter our username and password. In this case, our username is team member, and as you can see, the @kcmpcare.com is already populated. We'll enter in our temporary password, KCMP2016. As you can see, we have no mail in the folder at this time, but it does provide us with a fairly familiar interface for accessing, sending, and receiving emails. On the left-hand side, you'll start with the ability to search your email box. In the top, you can type your search terms. Below that, you can select which mailbox you'd like to look in. As you create mailboxes, more mailboxes will appear in this drop-down list. You can also choose the time frame that you want to search in. Below that, you show various folders that exist on your email server. You can create and manage folders from this screen. Importantly, you'll want to change your email password as soon as you log on the first time. This can be done easily by going to Options and selecting Change Password. Make sure you choose a strong password and certainly something that you're going to remember, because from time to time, you may forget your password. Now our password has been changed successfully, and next time we log in, we'll have to make sure that we remember what that password was. Accessing your mail via the web browser can be very convenient, particularly if you're in a facility or somewhere else where you don't have access to your device or your laptop. However, it's not always the best way to handle and manage mail. In this case, we're going to show you how to set up a mail client in OS X for Macintosh using their stock mail client. Your experience in setting up mail should be very similar, whether you use Outlook, Outlook Express, Windows 8, or Windows 10's built-in mail clients, or even Thunderbird. We'll use the same information we obtained from the Human Resources Manager previously. However, this time we have a new password we need to remember. In Mail, we're going to select Add Account. You should have a similar feature in any mail client that you're using. It prompts us to choose our mail account provider. In this case, we're going to use Other Mail Account. Some mail clients may list that as advanced or some other feature, but just know you're not using Exchange, Google, Yahoo, AOL, or any other similar service. The first screen in OS X is prompting us to enter in our email address. In this case, it's teammember@kcmpcare.com. Remember, you'll probably already have changed your password, so make sure you've written it down somewhere safe or you remember it. We will sign in. It gives us a warning here that it was unable to verify the account name or password. That's normal, and it just means that we have to set up our email server manually. There are two types of email servers that are most common on the internet today. The first and now most prominent is IMAP. It's more feature rich and allows you to do things with folders. It's not important that you know the difference. For now, if you have it available to you, just choose IMAP. It's asking us to put in our username. In this case, we'll use our entire email address as our username. Our password is pre-populated, and our mail server is going to be mail.server266.com. Again, that was provided to you by the Human Resources Manager. You're required to authenticate every time you receive email, but also anytime you send mail out. Some email services don't support outgoing authentication, but ours does as an extra added layer of security. So even if you set up your incoming mail and you begin receiving mail, but you're unable to send mail, it may be that you just haven't set that up properly. Make sure you check. It's done. It shows us that we've set up our mail on OS X, and then because it's using IMAP, it will allow us to sync certain things such as our notes and occasionally our calendar depending on the client you're using. We'll click Done and see if that worked. Now you'll see what it's done is created a new folder in our unified mailbox. One of the great things about OS X, iOS, Android, and I think most services today is it provides you a unified inbox where you can see all of your emails in one inbox, or you can drill down to each level, in this case, our team member. You'll see we have a welcome email here that I've previously sent. And that's it. It really is that easy to set up your email on any client. But if you run into trouble along the way, just feel free to send me an email, patrick.kuzy@kcmpcare.com. Let's learn how to set up your email using the stock mail client on an iOS device, such as an iPhone. First, we'll go into Settings. Once we're in the home screen of Settings, we can choose to scroll down and find Mail. Or if it's easier for you, at the top, you can just search for Mail. Once we're in Mail, at the very top, we see Accounts. Again, this will list the various email accounts we have set up on this device. In our case, we want to go to the bottom and select Add Account. Again, it prompts us to choose what type of email service we're using. In this case, we're using Other. And we'll want to add a mail account. It prompts us to enter in the name. This is the name that other people will see when you send emails. So you shouldn't choose something like KCMP or KCMP Care or Kansas City Medicine Partners. You should choose something that is specific to you. In this case, we'll call it Team Member. We'll enter in our email address as team.member@kcmpcare.com. And our password we remember from previous. We'll click Next. And again, not everything will be populated at this time, and you'll have the choice between IMAP and POP. You should always choose IMAP unless there's some reason on your device why IMAP is unavailable. Again, our mail server is mail.server266.com. Our username will be our entire email address, team.member@kcmpcare.com. The password is pre-populated. Once again, we need to configure the outgoing email server so that we can send emails securely. The host name is also the server name, mail.server266.com. We can copy and paste our email from up here. And type in our password again. Now, iOS will think for a minute or two, and it may even give you a couple prompts. If it does, just press Continue to continue with the setup process. There, it's done. And again, it allows us to choose to synchronize the notes from our phone with our email account if we so choose. We hit Save. It tells us it's added the account. Now, just to make sure, we'll go back to the mail client look down to find teammember@kcmpcare.com, and there's our email. That's it. It's that easy to set up email on your iOS device. Next, we'll show you how to set it up on an Android device. All right, let's learn how to set up your email on an Android device. The example we're going to use here assumes that you already have at least one mail account installed on your Android device. So we'll start from within the Mail app. However, if you don't have an email account already set up on your Android device, simply go to your settings, general settings, and navigate to Mail. In the video, you'll see that we'll open up the Mail application, navigate to Settings, and then we'll have the ability to add an account. In Android, when we first click on Add Account, it will have us enter in our email address and our password, just like in iOS. However, Android will attempt to automatically configure your mail. If it does, you won't need to do anything else. Many times, it will not be able to auto-configure your email, though, in which case you'll have to go to account options like this and set up your email manually. We'll want to select the IMAP account instead of POP3, if that's available. Here we'll enter our email address, our username and password, and the name of our server that we showed you earlier, server. Importantly, we'll want to select a security type of SSL. That allows us to make sure that our email is secure from end to end. Just like in iOS, we need to authenticate both incoming and outgoing mail. The outgoing mail server is called an SMTP server. Again, we'll want to enter our server name and a security type of SSL. Finally, we'll want to make sure we require sign-in and enter in our username and password. This allows us to authenticate or sign in to send emails and make sending emails much more secure. Once you're done with the settings, you'll be given a few account options that allow you to change how often you synchronize your email with your device. Adjust these as you see fit. Great. We should be all done now. Now you can give your account a name that's going to be displayed on your outgoing messages. Again, don't make this KCMP or Kansas City Medicine Partners. Make it something that's unique to you, like your personal name. Click Done, and you should be all set.